every glory there is a story. Do not tap into a blessing that you're oblivious about, because the acid test of a true testimony is the mini test. I welcome you to another interesting episode of Chat 360 with JC 5.0. And this very edition is brought to you by our headline sponsor, InfoScope TV. Do click on the red subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell to get alerts of all of our videos. That said already, Chat 360 with JC will be right back after this break. My name is JC and I'm your host.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Chinwe Momalo. I'm a consultant pediatrician with specialty in neonatology. I trained in the University of Nigeria, in the University of Lagos Teaching Hospital, and then the University of Liverpool, where I was able to get a lot of training in the field of neonatology. As we all know, in Nigeria, the under 5 mortality remains very high, with 201 deaths per 1,000 live births. And this translates to 1 death for every 5 children, and that is really high. So in this regard, the Cradle and Mom Hospital, noticing this gap, has come up to set up a facility of world class in Owerri. Cradle and Mom Hospital has a state-of-art women's service. The obstetricians and the gynecologists are on ground to ensure that if these women are transported with their babies in the womb, the obstetricians bring out the babies and the babies immediately are able to access care by the pediatrician. Labor ward has the state-of-art delivery suite. It also has a radiant warmer, which is something that is very essential. Then we have the theater that is adjoined to the delivery suite, so that if there's any complication, usually these baby women who have like multiple pregnancies, who are bleeding, so the babies have to come out early, who are hypertensive, who are diabetic, who have complications that require the babies to come out early or prolonged labor. So the theater is directly adjacent to the delivery suite.
Welcome back from the break. Our guest today is one amazing personality. We're talking about a graduate of theater arts, Imo State University, Owerri. She has certificates in professional media production and script writing from the Peace Anyam Film Academy. An image consultant, branding expert, and prolific content creator, speaker, and author. Her passion for women and ladies gained her the opportunity to be the director of Elfrida Foundation, a non-governmental organization that provides open shelter for indigent women and children in our society. My guest is the convener of a Facebook group, Speak Out Women, a group of over 3,000 women, and the WhatsApp group My Inner Circle, a group that is geared towards helping women recognize their purpose and reaching their full potentials irrespective of what life throws at them. She is an executive volunteer for the Jamie Pajo International Family Support Series. She's bagged few awards and some special recognition. In the place of branding herself intentionally, she has won international trips and has associated with amazing men and women, reaching out and touching lives in Owerri and the world at large. She's currently the business development manager of the Cradle and Mom Specialist Hospital, Owerri, Imo State. Above all, she is a wife and a mother. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let's make welcome Jane Chris Ezeta.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't bring my shaka today.
I was expecting it.
Yeah, I didn't bring it today, but I know that I'm shakaring you in the spirit.
Thank you so much.
So how's it been?
Awesome, amazing.
Why are we wearing the same clothes though?
I don't know. but it's nice.
Yeah, thank you. You're looking good.
Thank you. You today.
All right, so let's get talking. A lot have been said about you, and it's so exciting to know. And I want to welcome you formally to Chat 360 with JC. Now, this is where we unbundle, we share our experiences. A lot of people are going through a lot, and they feel they're the only ones going through these experiences. They are here to understand that people are going through them, people had gone through them, and people are still going to go through them, right? So that is why we are having this conversation. So I will start with this very question. Let's talk about Jane as a brand and Jane as a mother and a wife. How have you been able to put all of them together?
Thank you so much, JC, once again for having me. So, for you asked 3 questions in one. The first one is the brand part of it. I would like to say that, first of all, for all of you listening, you must first recognize that you are a brand. Everybody is a brand. Branding is a personality. It's who you are. It's what you want people to perceive about you. When you're not in a place, how do people see you? You know, when they talk about you, what is that first thing, you know, that clicks in the mind of people about you? That is what branding is. It's not a Jane or JC thing. It's like
everybody's thing.
You know, everybody is a brand. You are a scruffy brand or an organized brand. You know, so far so good. I've been able to, you know, this has always been me, honestly. Since when I was little, I've just always liked that comportment, composure, you know, simply dressed, but, you know, looking nice. I come into a place and I'm conscious, not conscious of the people. You know, there are people who go to a place and they're like, how will people see me? For me, I go there to, like, you know, I go there with an aura. I'm like, how will they take me? You know, that's the notion I go in with. You know, that's the
you leave a mark.
A mark. You know, I just want to make a statement in my little way. You know, that's it for me and my brand. Then as a wife, you know, I think it's just something that reflects in the home. You know, it's a lifestyle that reflects in the home. It doesn't affect me in any kind of way. You know, I think it just even helps me organize the home front, you know, so well.
So, you know why I'm asking this? I've heard stories, several men feel uncomfortable with the fact that their wives are always out there. You are always mingling with young people. Have you had issues where your husband gets to ask you, why are you not taking this call? Or why is this person commenting on? Because I'm sure he must have seen people comment on your.
No, I don't think. You know, that's one thing. This one, I say it with my full chest that my husband has never had any issues with me, and that's because he met me this way.
Oh, wow.
It would have been difficult if it was, you know, something that I started in the course of the marriage. It would have now been that, oh, she changed. This was not how my wife is. You know, the insecurity issues now comes in. But that's why I said right from time, I've always been. He met me writing, he met me presenting, he met me as a thespian, he met me, you know, doing quite a number of things. So he just kind of, oh, that's my wife, that's her. He has never had any issues.
Wow, nice. Now, for someone that was born in Lagos, you grew up in Lagos, and then you found yourself in a very emo state. So tell us, what was the exodus like from Lagos? How did you leave Lagos and you found yourself in a way?
Oh, okay, good one. So, it was admission actually that brought me to where I had tried to get admission into the University of Lagos for like 4 years and it wasn't working. And so my dad connected with someone in IMSU who could help with the admission, and the admission wasn't forthcoming. You know, I would stay at home every day. We'll call the man. The man didn't have anything to say. One night like this, I just carried my bag. My dad came back from work and I said, Daddy, I'm going to work this night with night boss. I had this Ghana must go and a small box. And then again, I always wanted a small city. Lagos was busy and bossy for me, you know, and that was how I landed in Owerri. And it's been 12 years,
wow.
13. Yeah, if not more, you know, I've been in this town now.
Was this where you found your husband?
This was where I met my husband.
Wow.
This was where I had my son. This
Wow.
was where I graduated from. This was where I won my international trips. You know, I've done quite a number of stuff in this small city.
Okay, so let's talk about challenging moments because I hear people say to themselves that I've always known that I'll be successful. I've always known this. It's beautiful to say that, but then again, we understand that there are some challenging moments that you have faced. Because I remember vividly, there was this one time following you on Facebook. There was a time you were off social media for some time. So tell us challenging moment. The beautiful thing about it is a lot of persons want to learn. They're not watching because they want to watch. They want to learn. They want to know that those things or that particular thing they're going through, someone is going through it or someone had actually gone through it. So tell us about it.
So I would like to say that there's this pidgin English word that says adulthood na scam.
Okay. Lade, are you there?
Life can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
You put down some things. I'm this kind of person who likes to write out what I want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point, it will just be like everywhere is dark. You can't see anything. You will lose confidence in yourself. Like I'm saying the things that happened to me. There were times when I got so depressed. There are times when I'm like, Almighty Jane, are you sure that you can attain this level, like the things ahead? Are you sure that you can get there? And before you know it, you are in one shell, a pity shell, you are so depressed and you don't know your left from your right. So if it's challenges, that one is so inevitable. The good thing about me is when it becomes overwhelming, I step aside. That is one thing I do. The social media is such a busy place that by the time you go there, you go and begin to compare and contrast yourself with the life of somebody else. Men, nobody has it all together. So what I do for myself is I just, take a break.
So which one of these events can you say stands out for you?
Of all of the challenges?
Yes, that you can actually point out and say, this actually broke me, but I gathered my crumbs.
So it was in 2019. I was the director of a foundation. It was an organization where I was snitched on. I thought I had my colleagues and they went behind me to say stuffs and they didn't even say it to my hand. They went straight
to the owner,
to the managing director, and they said things. And these were people that I trusted with my heart. And that thing just led to another thing, and I resigned, from my job. And then for like 1 year, I was crying back to back. Tears, everything left me. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that your colleagues are not even...
Now, your colleagues then, like they snitched on you that maybe you did something...
They just came up with something. So what happened was, it was an organization where lots of money was involved, and then usually when they give me the money, I bring all of them together and say, I learnt it the hard way. I'll now bring out the money. Oh, you are my assistant. This is how much that was given. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. So, but then I was the one in charge of the funds, and so because they didn't have it handy, they just went to the MD and said that the graduation, that somebody gave money and the money is with me. So by the time we called the woman, and it's the funny thing is that it's a place where it had something to do with the government. So it's a place where everybody wants to announce the funds that they give for...
Yes, for the public.
For the public, they want to do it to show off more like, so there's no how anybody would have given such an amount of money in secret. So by the time we reached out to the woman, she said, I signed a check, but it was not for the foundation. We had stayed long in that event, and I called my brother to go and withdraw money for me from the bank. So it was that time I wrote that check to give to my brother. So the next thing I was hearing was that they had given me this huge sum of money. And then when I heard it, I was mad. And these were people that worked with
your
me.
colleagues.
Yes, they worked with me directly. That thing broke me. I was depressed for years. And so one of the days I just told myself, I said, hey girl, you need to pick up the pieces of your life. And the funny thing is, that experience launched me to the bigger things that happened in my life. It was after then I found purpose. It was after then my life changed 360 degrees. It was after then, I now began to say, I didn't know I had so much in me, until that incident happened. So sometimes, things are going to happen to help you find your way to the next level.
To locate your identity. Exactly. So it takes us to this very question I've been wanting to ask people. When people say purpose is a big word, and for the want of it, a lot of people will just say it because they want to say. At what point did you discover purpose?
Like I said earlier, I found purpose in the place of depression. I found purpose in my worst moment. I was suicidal, I was depressed, I was scruffy, I was fat, I was.
Now, aside the fact that you were hurt that the people that you actually trusted, your colleagues, they sold you out. What other thing was that very thing that made you depressed? Was it that they were labeling you a thief or something?
No, it wasn't even that. What got me depressed was the fact that I actually thought I'm one person who I get engrossed in whatever I find myself doing. I was enjoying my job. I love the fact that I was reaching out and touching lives. It was something that had to do with community service, and that was like one aspect of me that I love so much. So the fact that I wasn't going to be doing that, kind of, broke me. It was like, it kind of broke me. It kind of made me.
But now, have you found closure with the owner of the place? Because having known that it was people closer to you that sold you out, and from where this person is staying, the person may not be able to understand you. It's these people that understand you. Maybe they were eyeing your position, and they decided to. Do you understand? But have you guys found closure? Have you been able to explain to her what really went down?
Okay, so I think after then I've had to do something major for her, and that kind of gave me peace. Yeah, so I've had to do something for her, even though I explained the scenario in a long test. Do you understand? But I've not had to sit down with her, to talk about it as it were. But for her to have called me back to do another major project, was like.
Do you think it was a test?
Which one now was a test?
For her to call you for a major project.
I don't know what that was, but she was comfortable to have handed over that one to me, something else to do. And that also helped me harness a side of me I didn't know I had. Do you understand?
What lesson were you able to draw from all of those experiences?
The experience is, I think I just learned that your colleagues are not your family or your friends. You should always just leave it at that. Be as nice as
keep
you
it
can.
simple. Office, stay office, house, stay house.
Keep it as simple as you can. Do your job, and then hello, hi, and then
good. Yeah. I want you to advise your 25 years old self.
Okay, so to my 25 years old self, I would say take one day at a time. Take one day at a time. Wake up and let every day be a fresh day. Start from where you stopped. Start from where you are. Don't let anything overwhelm you. Every little effort you make is progress to the big thing. That's what I'd like to say.
Wow, nice. So for someone that a lot has been on your shoulder, people have been talking about how you went to Dubai, and like before now, it's been on social media. I went to Dubai, you did this, you did that. So tell us how you've been able to conquer your own space social media wise. So how have you been able to push content that a lot of people really love on social media? I mean, not everyone gets that privilege. I know someone that will post like 15 stuff in a day, and I can tell you for a fact that person will get only 3 likes, 2 comments, maybe from his cartel. And you are someone that you make a post, a lot of people want to resonate with. You talk about a brand, even if they won't comment, they will go behind to ask you about the brand. That's what I notice about people. They may not comment, but they will ask you, or they've noted that you are someone that they could reach out to whenever they need something with regards to the brand, right? So tell us about how you've been able to do justice and work around social media?
The social media space is powerful.
Mhm.
That's what I would like to say. It's the easiest, cheapest, fastest way and place to build your brand. Now, when you are a brand, a reputable brand, or a brand that people can resonate with, it's easy for you to achieve or attain anything. There's nothing that you cannot do. Now, who are your audience? You look at the thing that you love. Who are those people who love the same thing that you love? Which approach do you want to reach out to them? There are some people who use the storytelling approach. I've had to tell the story of my life several times, and when I do it, you see someone coming to say, Jane, this is just me you talked about. This is just me. So find your audience. Find the people that resonate with the things that you've gone through. There's what they call content arrangement and organizing. You don't just come up and put anything. Let people know you for something. You don't want to come today, you are talking about your true life story. Tomorrow you're talking about biscuit from nowhere. There has to be coordination. Let people know that, this woman, when she comes up, this is what she's talking about.
Have an identity.
Yeah, let there be an identity, what people resonate with, and it will be easy to relate and associate with them.
Okay, so finally, talk to your fans that actually admire you, because I see comments. Someone say you are inspiring me. You are my mentor. These and these. You right. Okay. Wow.
I know there are people who genuinely want mentorship, but the social media space is tricky. Don't let it get in your head. Those people just see a kind of light shining and they want to, they are not really, when the chips are down, that's when you know the real people.
Wow. So advise someone that's going through what you went through, and also speak to your fans.
Don't give up, please. One thing about me is that you will never see my failure point. I've failed though, JC. I've had a lot of failing points. But I wake up, I pick myself up, I dust myself, and I'm on the next place. And people can't really understand my next move, So please don't give up. For every time there is something up, make sure that you pick yourself up and you move.
Wow, a nice one. Thank you very much. It's quite interesting to find you tell your story, not like someone that has been beaten, like someone that has gone through it and is proud to talk about it because she has moved. Thank you very much for coming through. It's been an amazing one. And guess what? She actually hosted us at Cradle and Mom Specialist Hospital, an amazing place for kids. So if you have for everyone,
for everyone, but specialty in pediatrics and the premature babies, but we treat everyone here.
Wow, so you can actually come around and visit them. Okay, so this way I'll wrap it up, but here it is. It is okay to make mistakes. Even if you fall 7 times, do not stand up without picking up something. Experience is not the best teacher, but experience from other people's story is the best teacher. That is why we bring to you Chat 360 with JC with the theme, The Experience. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, turn on your post notification to get alerts of our next videos, and ensure that you're subscribing to InfoScope TV. That's our headline sponsor for this very edition. From me to you, JC the Radio Prince, it's bye-bye.